Hey everybody, it's Karyn Bryant from MMA Heat. I'm talking with Dominick Cruz, who will be back in action against Takeya Mizugaki at UFC 178. Dom, you know, I've told you this a lot when we've been working at Fox, but I'm just really excited to see you back. Can't wait. Now you're just a few days away. You had a long, hard practice today. How are you feeling, you know, mentally and physically going into this?
I feel good. I feel healthy. There's the biggest thing. It's been a long time since I felt this healthy. You know, since I fought Faber for the rematch was the last time I felt just this clean and healthy. Like, my knees don't hurt, my hands don't hurt, my face doesn't hurt. I don't have a black eye. I'm healthy. I'm in real good shape. It's a good feeling. And then I got an extra pound. I'm fighting 3 rounds. I haven't fought 3 rounds since early 2010. Right. So it's a different pace for me, and I'm excited just to go out there, and I think it's going to allow me to put on a really good show and just make it fun for fans to watch.
Well, and the thing that's interesting about it is a lot of people argue that you should just come back for a title fight. So how did you feel about taking something that wasn't a title fight? Did you want that? Did you want, like, quote unquote tune-up fight? Obviously Mizugaki is a tough challenge, but did you want a tune-up fight first?
No, it's funny because I see a lot of people kind of like, Dana, Dominick should have the title shot. You know, Dominick should be in there, and you know, that's fair. You're right. Maybe I should have, but I chose to earn my way back to the title. And the biggest thing is, this is a challenge for myself. This isn't a challenge for anybody else in the division. This isn't a challenge to show my mom what I can do, to show my family, to show the world what I can do. This is a challenge to show myself what I can do. You know, I've had my heart broken down in the last 3 years. I've had my mind broken down in the last 3 years by, you know, people that are very close to me have broken me down through this process. They couldn't stick with me. The sport of mixed martial arts has broke me down. It, you know, with the second ACL surgery, I mean, that was just a real gut buster for me, and it was hard to get through. And now this is a challenge for me to prove what I can do and what I can come back from for myself. This is something for me. So this 3-round fight is a good start. There's nothing easy about it, coming back from against a guy who's won 5 fights in a row, who's always in shape, very experienced, always ready to go. There's nothing easy about this fight, so I think it's a very good fight for me to take before I get back in there and start fighting for the belt.
You know, Dom, you bring up a lot of good points. When I saw you at work over the course of, you know, a couple years at Fox, I know there were hard times for you, but you always still seemed pretty positive, and you never seemed to falter in your belief that you were going to be able to come back and that things were going to be fine. But how did you keep it together? Because I have a feeling that a lot of people would have fallen apart with all those bad things that happened to you.
I had my times. You know, I had my times where things were really hard and I hit, you know, my rock bottom, and that's what I mean by this fight. Is it's really something where I can show what I can build back up to, what I've come back to. And when you're saying I stayed positive and all that, that's exactly what you have to do. There's no trick to it other than whether you feel it or not, you stay positive, because that's the only option. That's the only thing that really serves you in a good way to allow you to have the opportunity to come back into a positive place, is to stay that way and continue to believe that you will be okay and everything will be fine. And if you really let those thoughts creep in and that you're not, you start feeling sorry for yourself, and it won't work for you. You're not going to be in a good place. And so I've had to very much focus on that. It's something I've definitely learned over the last 3 years. And you know, you also learn a lot about the people who are in your life that can make you stronger, that help you through these times, you know, to make you a stronger person, that you know, you find out who's really there for you through times like this.
And you found out the hard way that some people weren't who you thought were.
You know, like a lot of some people that were extremely close to me, definitely, you know, like I said, I got my heart broken in a lot of ways. And it was the sport of mixed martial arts, and a person that was very close to me just broke me down, and it was hard. But that's what I'm building this all back from, you know. That's what this is about. This is about, you know, saying that you can hit rock bottom and the only way to go is up. Stay positive and believe in yourself, and everything will be okay.
Did you find that it was easier for you, though, to stay positive outside of the gym or inside of the gym? You know, when you were not able to really train or do anything, did you still want to be in the gym? Were you the guy that could help other people while you were waiting for yourself to be able to get back, or did you need to just avoid the gym altogether?
No, it was a weird transition. There was a time where I kind of had to avoid the gym just so I wouldn't train because I had to let my body heal.
Yeah.
But really, once I got through the point where I could work with guys, then I started coming in and coaching guys, and I just said, all right, it's time to switch your hat. Let's pretend that the sport for you is done, which happens for a lot of athletes. They retire, and then they have to switch their hat, and they don't know what to do with themselves. I said, all right, you're going to practice this point in your life now, early. Right. The only beautiful part for you is you're going to get to come back. Yeah. So let's look at this in a positive way, is how I viewed it for myself. So what I learned over this time is fighting does not define who I am. Fighting is, being a title holder does not define the type of person that I am. It does not define who I am. It's something that I do, and it's something I'm passionate about, and it's something that I love. But I have a lot of other skill sets. I have a lot of other things that I can bring to the people around me. I have a lot of other things that I can do for my own life and the people around me. Yeah. And you know, you look at guys like Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest of all time. What made him great wasn't just his fighting ability. It was the abilities he had outside of fighting, the influence that he had outside of fighting on top of that. That's what made him great. That's what made him memorable. Yeah. And that's something that I've strived to do in this period of time, is make this period of time bigger than myself. Make this period of time about my team, about, you know, charity events, helping out, you know, certain things, helping other people. The definition of depression is obsession with oneself. And you find that when you're in depression, everything becomes your fault. Everything is, you know, down in the dumps. And so what do? You translate that and you focus that energy into helping others. And it just really kind of can pull you out of the negative and put you in the positive. And those are all tricks. They go back to the question you were asking earlier, how have I stayed positive through this time? And those are little tricks and those are little mindsets that I've used in order to help. I'm not perfect. I'm not Mr. Positive all the time by any means, but I do the best that I can, and that's all you can really do.
And when was it the worst, though? Because I feel like having the one surgery not go well, doing it again, that takes forever, and that must have been heartbreaking. But to get so close to fighting and then to have the groin injury, I mean, at that point, I don't know if you're an everything happens for a reason person. I personally am not. I don't love that saying, but some people do. But at that point, when the groin injury happens, are you just thinking like, what, you know, like, what have I done? What the hell? I'm
kind of like you, where you say, I'm not that type of person. Yeah. When I tore my groin, that statement became non-existent to me.
Yes, totally.
I'm with you. I'm like, this is crap.
It's like, total BS. Yeah.
It's not happening for a reason. There's no reason for this. Right. God put me on the earth to fight, in my opinion. I'm a believer in my high power, which is God, and to use this platform in a positive way. And I couldn't understand. All I could do is say, man, what do you want me to do?
Right.
You almost gave it to me, and then you took it again. So what do you want me to do? And then, like I said, that's when things start getting hard with you. And when things start getting hard with you, it affects the people that are very close to you, around you. And they can either handle you going through your low points and they want to build you up and make you stronger, or they leave and they can't handle you. And that was another thing that happens. You know, people leave during those times because they're not there to build you up and they can't handle what you're going through. And so they're not there to support you. And that's when you hit another low.
Right.
So, you know, you got to be prepared for everything hitting you at once. When it rains, it pours. That's a statement I believe. And and you just got to stay positive, and you got to believe in yourself and know that that you can. It's your choice if your circumstances are a curse or a blessing, and you can do what you want with them. I choose to for the circumstances that I've been through, losing somebody that is very close to my heart. Having my knee blow out twice, losing my competition, losing my identity as a man at one point, hitting rock bottom over this last 3 years. I choose to make those circumstances a blessing, that I was able to build back up. And coming back into this fight, coming back into competing, I've literally rebuilt myself as a human being over this time, as a man, whether it has to do with fighting or not. And I've had to. And it's made me closer to my higher power personally, which is God, and it's made me figure out that I need to be more selfless and help others around me in order to get more positivity. And so I've learned a lot through it, and hasn't been easy, but here I am. I'm almost there.
I can't wait. Well, you know, Kenny and I, you know, because you've heard us say it a million times, we have so much respect for TJ Dillashaw. But we feel that until he beats you, there's an asterisk, so a little bit of an asterisk. There's something missing, and I have a feeling he would love to be able to say he also beat you to get that title. I know we kind of talked about it when we saw him a couple weeks ago, but how much has that bothered you that you've seen people called the champion and you were never defeated?
It never bothered me really, because if I would have allowed that to bother me, that's the uncontrolled. That's something I can't control, and that's another thing that I didn't understand before before I hurt myself so many times that I understand now is the world is won by the world is won by the man who lets it go. And I've had to just let go of control, let go of things, and just understand that you can't control everything. You can be the baddest man on the planet, but you can't control other people's actions.
Yeah.
You can be the baddest man on the planet, but you can't control yourself or the circumstances. You have to roll with it. You have to go with the flow. And the things that take over your life that you can't control, when you decide to let them go, you actually gain power, and you gain momentum, and you gain positivity, and you just transfer that energy to another focus in order to build until you can go back to that focus again. And watching Dillashaw win the title, I couldn't control that. Watching Bryant win the title, I couldn't control that. Watching, people wish that I was fighting him when he, I can't control any of that. So what have I done? I haven't gotten mad about it. I haven't gotten upset. I haven't gotten worked up. I've just said it's out of my control. I will be there soon enough. I have a fight with Mizugaki. Let me put one foot in front of the other till I get there, and everything will work itself out as long as I'm challenging me. I'm my own worst critic. Yeah. And so everybody else will be surprised too, as long as I'm challenging myself.
So what do you make, though, of the division since you've been gone? It's almost 3 years to the day absence. So what do you make of, Henin and how well he reigned for a while? TJ's win over him, TJ's win, a couple weeks ago against Soto. What do you make of the division and where you fit into it? I know we joke about your rankings and your number is not great right now. So what? But what do you make of it? How it's evolved since you've been gone?
Well, really, I'm surprised I'm in the rankings at all. That's how silly they are to me. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm capable of. I know who I train with every day in this gym. Right. And they're monsters, and I do just fine with them. So I know where I stand, and everybody will see soon enough. But in the division, truthfully, if you take the top man out of any of the top 5 in any division in mixed martial arts, what's going to happen to the division? Those top 5 are going to jumble around and start fighting and jockeying for position, and that's what happened. Over this time, you took me out of the equation, and now you had Faber, Barao, TJ Dillashaw, Asan Sao, and you even had Eddie Wineland in there for a little while, and they were all mixing around like a washing machine, trying to settle back down. When I was there, there was no wishy-washiness. It was settled. I defended the title in the WEC twice. I defended the title against who was the #1 contender at the time, Faber. I defended it against one of the pound-for-pound best on the planet, Demetrius Johnson. He was a 25er, but I beat him. There's everything kind of settled a little bit, and then I got hurt, and everything got moved around. But really, the top 5 are still kind of right there. You got Barao, Dillashaw, Asan Sao. I think Faber's always in those top 5 under any circumstance. And then I don't know. You got a couple other guys they're still working their way up, probably in that number 5 position. And then you're throwing me back into the mix. So it's interesting. I don't think it's really changed that much, the division, personally. I think that it's just working itself back together now that I'm in it.
So in terms of the skill set, though, do you feel that guys have evolved a lot in these 3 years? Do you feel that there's a big difference in that you had a little catching up to do in terms of skills?
Catching up? No. I think that I'm right there with where everybody's at. I think that the skill set that has changed is guys haven't gotten so stubborn, and they've taken some of the things that needed to be done, and they've added to their own repertoire and made their own style. Look at what Dillashaw did. He did not steal my style. He took things of my style that made me successful, and he added him to his own style. And here he is, a world champion right now. With that being said, all of us steal something from someone. I stole stuff from Willie Pep, Muhammad Ali, a lot of guys, like
Yeah.
a ton of guys that I've just taken little bits and pieces from to create what I've done.
Right.
And now you're seeing guys do that as well. So definitely guys are getting better, but I definitely don't think I'm behind in that mix.
Yeah. And when you were talking about the guys, the monsters at the gym, who have you been training with? I know Phil Davis is obviously a big part of your gym down there. But who's there that's closer to your size that you can really go with?
Well, really, getting ready for Mizugaki, I haven't really had to bring anybody in.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times I'll bring in some D1 college wrestlers if I got a good wrestler to go with. I haven't had to because Mizugaki's offensive wrestling isn't really at a D1 level. So I've been able to use the guys in the gym to compete with to create Mizugaki. Really, when you're fighting somebody, I don't need to build the world champion right now, TJ Dillashaw. I need to build Mizugaki.
Right.
So I need a powerful counter boxer with great hips, great cage work, great cardio, loves to throw and bang. And I got a lot of those in the gym. I got Danny Martinez, I got Rolando Perez, I got Mike Chandler, who's even 2 weight classes above. I've been training with Justin Lawrence, who's a specimen. The guy puts nothing but hooks, and great wrestling, great grappling. Nick Piedmont. The list goes on. Wilson Hayes, who's a 25er, but he walks around enormous.
He's big, yeah.
Season. So a lot of guys to create Mizugaki, and that's all I've had to build right now is him. So I've got all the tools I've needed to be prepared for this fight.
No, I mentioned to you a while back that I thought it was a good thing that the fight was in Vegas, in a building that you're used to, because I felt like, you know, the walkout again, it's been some time. But you're not a guy that necessarily, I think, gets nervous. I think everybody gets a little nervous before their fight. But I mean, have you been doing pre-visualization, or do you just reminiscing about the past? Like, I feel like that moment when you're actually walking out again, there's going to be a little bit of a like, oh, it's finally here. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. There's things you do, you know, you build anchors for that moment in time, and you prepare your mind for that moment of time with anchors to not allow it to shell shock you per se.
Yeah.
There's things you do, and then I made sure my cardio is very good, so that no matter if I'm in my most nervous stage with adrenaline dump and all, I'll have enough cardio for 3 rounds regardless. So that's a step that you take. And you also just learn to, with experience, you learn to enjoy that position instead of being scared of that position. And I believe that going in there, I'll be able to take that in and use it as power, and just, you know, when I'm in there yelling at Bruce Buffett, saying my name, I'm taking it in, I'm pointing at him, I'm getting it, you know, I'm loving the moment, I'm enjoying it, because I'm in a 1 percentile of this planet that not only gets to do what I love to do, but I get to put on a show for everybody around me, and they're there to watch me, and they're there to watch us put on a fight. That's an incredible thing. You can choose to allow that to scare you, or you can choose to enjoy it, take the moment and run with it. And I choose to run with it. So it's going to be interesting. No question I'm going to be nervous. No question, even though you might not think so, I'm nervous as they come when I'm out there. But that's your body telling you that you're about to go into a cage match. You're supposed to be scared. You're supposed to be nervous. And if you're not, then I personally don't think that's a good thing. So I go in there with that, and I tell my body, okay, thank you, fear. Thank you for telling me that my mind and my heart are in line with my body, that I'm supposed to be scared right now, but I don't need you right now. I'm going to set you aside and wait for another time that I actually need to be scared, and I'll use you at another time. But for now, thank you for that body. Thank you for that mind and heart. But right now, I got somebody to beat up.
Oh, good. Well, and I also feel that even if somebody isn't per se a Dominick Cruz fan, I feel that there's going to be so much positive will for you, and just so I feel that like everybody's just going to be just really happy to have you back. Like, I feel that that energy is going to be really good.
I think that it's going to be mixed. I think surprise. Some people don't like the positive guy, you know. Remember, you think about this. Some people don't like the guy. You know, I've always had a happy medium, and then you got to remember, I haven't fought in so long that people haven't seen what I can do out there, and then there's always the critics after the fight. Oh, he didn't look as good as he used to. Oh, he looked like he looked tired, or ring rust set in, or in this round, he used to do this better than he does now. All that is within moments of time to happen, where people have their own opinion of what I did in the fight. But that's what I really focused on, is all that really matters is what I know of myself. I'm my own biggest critic. And as long as I continue to impress myself without sounding big-headed, as long as I can continue to challenge my own self, then everything will take care of itself with the fans and putting on a show, giving Dana White, Lorenzo Fertitta, and the UFC what they need from me. That will come as long as I'm challenging myself, because I hold myself at a very high rating. I know what I need. I know what I need to do out there more than anybody else does, and I'm very hard on myself.
Well, that actually leads to my next question was, is anything less than a victory not a success for you, or would you still be able to find successes and positive moments out of this whole experience if 178 doesn't go your way?
You know, something that's real key is I don't allow anything that doesn't serve me in a positive way.
Yeah.
I don't even discuss or talk about. It doesn't even enter my mind.
Yeah.
So when I win, it's going to be a great night. I'm excited for it.
Nice. And did you do any practice weight cuts? That'd be the one other big sort of looming thing, is that's been a while.
Yeah, the weight cut's nerve-wracking. You can't doubt that. I call it a nasty baptism.
Yeah.
You go in there and you're just in the sauna and you're wrapped up and you things are spinning and you're like, what am I doing here? It's 150 degrees and I'm wrapped in towels and plastic. Like, what is going on right now? I have no fat on my body. Why am I losing 18 pounds?
Totally.
But it's part of it. That's the nasty baptism. How bad do you want it? Do you want to go through that? Do you want to starve yourself of food and water for this win? I'm ready for it. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to put myself through that pain and misery in order to earn my way back into that fight.
Nice. Awesome. Well, Dominick, I can't wait. You know, it's incredible how long it's been. It's funny. I looked it up. You know, I was like, it's been a couple years, and I looked and went, oh my God, it's like literally almost 3 years to the day.
It feels like I haven't skipped a step. I've been in the gym every day. Every single day has been a step forward towards getting back in there. So it doesn't feel like I've been gone that long. People are like, man, do you know how long? When was the last time you fight? No, what would be the point of me keeping track of it?
Right.
Let's keep track of how long it is till I'm in there fighting. Yeah. I have 12 days till I fight. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm pumped.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's just, it's going to be great. And I like you said, I know there will be some people that will say you didn't do it like you used to, but I have a feeling, like you're saying, there's also a group of people who have never seen you fight. Like if they're a new fan, they don't even know what they've been missing. So that to me is also really exciting, that people are going to see what it's all about, see what the mystery is, and be like, oh snap, we've been missing that. Like that's exciting.
Well, for me, regardless, I know that I'm in really good shape, and I know I can go the entire 3 rounds without stopping like I used to. So that means that the show will be there, and I'm ready for it.
Awesome, Dominick. Well, thank you so much, and I'm sure after that they'll probably have you back on Fox pretty soon after, right?
I don't know. I would assume so. Yeah. I'm ready to do it whenever. Let's multitask. Let's challenge myself. I'm down for whatever I need to do.
It's great. And it's so funny because I tell people about DC and how much he loves to just mess with people on the show, and they don't quite get it. Like, that dude lives for it. So I can't wait till you come back and he can throw you under the bus like he does the rest of us all the time.
DC, I go after DC too. DC don't want to mess with me. He knows better.
It's great. Awesome.
We go at it. So
it's great. It's awesome. Well, great. It's great to see you. Congrats. Anyway, to me, it's a big success for you coming back, and I know you're going to do great. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks so much. Good to talk to you.